All right. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. Uh, my name is Shelby, in case you aren't familiar. And today's game, I will be going through Rogue Trader for the first time, starting a fresh playthrough. I was gifted this game back around the holidays by a friend. Sorry that it took me to get to it so long, Steve. But thank you if you're here for it. Anyway, everybody say thank you, Steve. So we are going to get started with this. I already went through the character creation at the very beginning. Just to save everybody some time, I'm going with a sanctioned psyker. Because let's face it, I like making things go boom and splat with my character's mind. It's pretty fun. So I've done all of the background customization, etc. So let's get going. Looks like it's going to take a minute to load. And while it's on this press any key menu, I'm going to switch over really quick and fix my captions because they are covering my camera on my setup. And this is going to make the sound blip. It's just how it goes after shifting out of this window. So, yes, I'm aware of it. Well, that was the press any key, I guess. So we're going to wait on the captions.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity. Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencias. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before. I am aware of that fact. It would have been unacceptable negligence to have overlooked such a detail when compiling your profile. Fate bestowed upon you powers of witchcraft, and a duty to use them for the good of the Imperium. Yours is truly an unenviable lot. I will be frank with you. You may forget your past titles, no matter who gave them to you, or what their origins are. From the moment you and the other candidate were brought aboard this voyage ship, your fate changed. You now serve Lord Captain Theodora von Valencias, and carry the burden of an heir of this house. Henceforth, you share your dynastic name with Her Ladyship. Bear it with honor. There is, and you will meet him soon enough.
I'm just going to fix these captions while I am at a good stopping point right here. Hi, hi. Okay. And you will meet him soon enough. Fascinating.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis at the time when the first rogue traders entered the Gold Emperor's service, and therefore, it is sacrosanct. So that you may fulfill your blood duty, whatever obligations you had before, they are henceforth null and void. By order of the Lord Captain, you have been requisitioned to serve the rogue trader, indeed blessed by the God Emperor. Your former position may have been different from conventional service as part of one of the institutions of the Imperium, but from now on, a different fate awaits you. One chosen for you by the Lord Captain. I advise you to come to terms with this reality as quickly as possible. I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back, especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Not obtuse. He would rather I be acute instead.
To put it plainly, I am the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others. But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far. The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Thank you, tutorials.
Patience! Oh, my nerves are frayed.
Interfered with without due reverence. Speaking of machine spirits. Further profane acts. Okay, got it.
What lies beyond?
Okay.
One of the Fon Valencia's trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
What's happening?
Oh.
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Into the fray! We charge!
Okay. So, pretty bog standard combat, nothing special.
A wicked thought. Schemes within schemes.
Oh, goody.
Behold the wrath of madness. Oh, a wicked thought.
Death to the heretics!
What suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Yeah, not
I'm
suspicious
afraid
at all.
I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
They will see. Oh, yes, they all will see. curiosity sings in my veins.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad? Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer. Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis Expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure? Reasonable and prudent. However, chasing after ethereal creatures may prove a rather long and fruitless endeavor.
Apart from Xenos, an untrodden planet might be teeming with myriad horrors that are far more dangerous and difficult to eradicate. I suspect that you are simply unaware of their existence. Well, I find your company disagreeable, and yet I'm forced to endure such.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officer's deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
What a kiss ass.
So, why are you here? You are direct. I approve. But you will have to wait. There is something I want you to understand first. My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity. And my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness, beyond the Imperium, and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all. It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon, resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
All right.
Oh yes, you would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest? You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader. blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
His mistake? Interesting.
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly and, as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least. Naturally, some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Edelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Edelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse. It says in your profile that you bear the brand of sorcery, albeit sanctioned sorcery that is permitted in the service of the Imperium. I am accustomed to the presence of psychers at my side. More than that, I value their unique abilities highly. Perhaps that is why I am so intrigued by Edelthrad's candidacy. A rogue trader psyker could achieve great things indeed. However, psychers are fragile creatures, and as such I would rather have a replacement standing ready in the event that something happens to Edelthrad.
Right, it's time for me to get my cat off my lap. He is 16 pounds. Everybody say hello to Torpedo. Okay. In the event that something happens to him.
Moreover, your remarkable mental abilities were noted in your profile. If you can find a way to exhibit them in the service of the von Valancius dynasty, well, so much the better. I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge. Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Gellerfield. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Possessed. Okay.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is thousands of years old. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live. The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers, and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse. and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor. I set the course for Rykard on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time. Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide. You can start by not asking questions of this sort. I have no need for sycophants. I will draw my conclusions when an opportunity to prove yourself arises. As for when you will be granted that opportunity, only the God Emperor knows.
Well, if that's the case, I should probably stop bugging her.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported.
Another annoyance.
Surrender to the dark powers!
Handle this.
One fewer target. Weapon at the ready. Die! Brace yourself, Abelard.
A cheap, predictable downfall. What if...
Out of my way!
Crush the feeble.
Just a minor setback. Reduced to dust. One fewer target. Greg Demoral. The glory of the Imperium.
Well, who's left then?
Another one is shattered.
I serve the ruinous powers!
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel. Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the Arch-Militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
What? No!
Okay, where do I need to go? Okay, that's not that way, obviously.
Ha! There will be no peace in my wake.
Ah, thank Providence you are alive and well.
Always on time, eh, Coonrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Fashionably late.
Mort, pull yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Voxmaster is not responding. Our assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my armament destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Gellerfield failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Lunatics, fools, heretics. This ship houses thousands upon thousands of people. Pernicious thoughts and warp-induced delusions could have tainted any one of them. It is a difficult notion to accept, but such risks are inescapable. First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do. Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militants, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
This guy's bitchy. I like it.
Then it's settled. Find Edelthrad and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. Then move out! Mort!
Are you ready to head to 18? It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear. Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs. But that is no longer relevant.
Of course.
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. She has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warren Chamber, and you must have hit your head harder than I thought. No matter. Very little. We are in the anteroom of the Warren Chamber, this void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all. On the contrary, the warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me, but you can help. Why? Because I am following an order. What is happening on this ship right now has been in the making for a very long time. All that remains is to obtain what my masters sent me for. The warrant of trade. Did you forget something?
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance? Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
Well,
There is still another way.
that's one way to solve a problem.
Patience. Oh, my nerves are frayed.
Now that's cool.
Escort the child of the house to safety. Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel standing by. Mobile unit of the Warren Sentinel designed as a personal escort of the distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal. Initiating situational calculations. Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to
Communication protocols breached. Signal link, middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in areas of concentration of armed units. Calculate.
Run, fools, or fall! Mistress? Whatever are you doing in the Warren Chamber?
What?
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive and now safe, mistress. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster. You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And...
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Well, I can't equip it, so... I have weaponry. So at least that's better now?
What lies beyond?
Okay.
You are injured. I must dress your wounds before we go any further. This wound will make a fine... That is a noticeable improvement. Now you're prepared for the trials ahead. The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real... I am no helmsman. Oh, God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak. If we get thrown off course, we will be forever lost in the war. Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet. Lady Theodorus. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Vox cast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. Warren Sentinel? Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort. The Warren Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
During warp transit, the sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the immaterium. Only a navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Sounds like medication side effects. Let's not forget about the anal leakage.
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
To arms, loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home, and with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Power before the mind unhinged. Let the blood flow.
There's not really any cover to be taken here, so...
A wicked thought.
Okay. Okay.
I will do my duty. I'm not interested. I'd rather not.
Cute.
I am your doom. Ah! I bring ruin. Ah!
Chaos guides me.
Ugh! Pain and duty go hand in hand. Oh, my ears are ringing.
Strike me again. See what happens. Oh, a genius at work.
Victory is dominance achieved.
Death to non-believers.
Just a minor setback. Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Even I won't do that. The storm approaches. Oh.
At your beck and call. I took care of this one.
War is my muse. Names another one. Schemes within schemes. I have a different perspective.
Your seneschal is always there for you. Let me help.
Oh, take my transient gratitude.
I am at your service. Careful now.
All right. Okay. Let's go with logic. Cool. Carouse.
Let us seize the moment. In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Oh, wonderful.
I hear it here on the threshold of the blinded guide. Doom comes from the heavens.
Master, watch your head. Idira, would it be too much to ask that you phrase your soothsayings plainly for once? That was too close.
Sorry, old man. Their voices are so loud I can't even hear myself. They shriek, they sing, they... Oh, Abela, how they sing.
This is Idira Class, personal psyker and diviner of Her Ladyship Theodora von Valancius. Idira?
I'm not drunk, old man. I'm suffering the effects of the warp that is seeping through these walls. I see the ship's fate. To die in the waves of the immaterium, fall under the burning rays of the final dawn. And in the roaring blaze, I see a figure standing. Who is it? I have no answer.
Entity in your consciousness. Interesting.
The voices from beyond the threshold whisper to me. Sometimes their murmurs are clear, they grant insight. Sometimes they drive me mad. But I am patient. I know how to listen and discern. But now, with this clamor around me, too many voices, too loud. And
You, Fawn Valancius, are a sorcerer too, just like the other one. Lady Theodora must have grown so fond of psychers she wants one to replace her.
Officers frequency. To all who can hear me, those with a weapon in their hands are to gather on the officer's deck at once. I repeat, gather on the officer's deck at once and prepare to launch a counterattack.
That's Ethelthrat. Oh, Emperor's Providence. The other heir lives as well. Quickly, we must head to...
Not so fast, old man. If we drown in the warp, Lady Theodora's heirs won't be any good to us. If Edelstrad's like me and hasn't yet surrendered his mind or body to the mercy of the warp, then he can still hold on a little longer without us.
Blast it. You're right. First, we need to deal with what is happening here.
What? You think Lady Theodora didn't ask me to peek into the darkness behind the backs of those she sees as her prospective heirs? I have seen you. I have seen the footsteps of your past and the wounds of your heart.
Mm-hmm.
The whispers called me. The ones I could make out among all the screams and screeches. Those who are rocking this boat hit us where it hurt. They went after the navigator, our guide through the warp. Other whispers called me to the enginarium, but it was too late. I heard the cry of our master Cog, and the silence that followed.
What? You don't mean the Engineer Prime is...
Gone. Probably.
Said, without a doubt. And the voices wail, heralding countless nightmares, cackling at each soul among the hundreds that are now joining the warp. The shriek from the Navigator's sanctum was louder than the rest. And it's better that we saved the Navigator than some lever puller from a cooling module or a cook from the middle decks. Oh no. No. Nothing is well about him. Can't you feel the chill crawling on your skin? The eyes watching you? The warp ice has already encased the bulkheads. What follows is calamity. But we're not just going to stand here and take it, are we? The state of things in here suggests there's a navigator around. Maybe one who's crippled or at death's door, but still kicking. And since our skin hasn't peeled off our faces just yet, his third eye must be closed. At worst, it's a little roughed up. So what are we moping around for? Let's go protect that noble mutant while we're still alive.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
And before we open that door, I think it would be a good time to take a pause. I'm going to go and refresh my water, stretch my legs, all that. I think it might be a good idea if you're watching this that you should go and do the same. I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, I am back, everyone. I'm liking this so far. Yeah, a lot of hot, bitchy, and weird characters, and yeah, I think this is just weird enough for me. All right, now let's open the door. Assuming
They will see. Oh, yes, they all will see.
assuming that it will let me open the door. Note to self, it helps if you unpause. Viscous flesh with glowing eyeballs. That's cute.
Did I mention that my whispers tell me jokes? Jokes that once said aloud make your eyes bleed and blood curdle. Talk about
What advice do you seek?
Ah. Well, there's not much we can really do here, so let's go. A door that I can actually open. Okay. Oh, wonderful.
A nice little stroll.
The Emperor is with us!
You'll make a suitable sacrifice.
Let's get to it.
there is movement in the Empyrean.
My ears are ringing.
Okay.
Was it you? Or
Chaos guides me.
Step by step, I lead. What is? Another one is shattered.
Okay, then.
Let's see.
A tactically sound approach.
It will be done. Once you a target.
will do. What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Someone else can do this.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
I will do my due. Reduced to dust.
I believe Master Vespider still lives. Well, the servants are dead, but the chamber, thank the Emperor, is still sealed from the warp. Well, we have a chance of leaving this place alive.
Wounded.
Your time is short. Fall to your knees, mortals, and behold the final dawn.
Ah! It came from beyond! His body is not his!
Its march thunders under the burden of hopes. Unseal your hearts, and I will flood your souls with myriads of words and meanings, each one a portent of salvation within me. Run. Flee from this place while I still have the strength. I can...
The ship can only begin the translation with the assistance of the Master Helmsman, if he is still alive. It is worth a try. We must get to the bridge, but we will need support. Our only option is to fight our way to the officer's deck and join forces with Edelthrad and his people. I believe we will also find Lady Theodora there. She must have heard the call to arms that the servo skull relayed to us earlier.
Oh my gosh! Sorry, I didn't see in chat. Hi, Anne! Sorry if I missed you.
Good luck.
Holy cow, it's good to see you. Okay. But yeah, it must be really, or it must be... Holy cow. What, 4 in the morning for you?
One step at a time.
So, the session 0, is that for the Sentai Insensibility that you'll be playing? Yeah, I saw the different games available for that, and that sounds like it's going to be a great fundraiser. I did not apply for any of those because imposter syndrome is a B, but that game looks like it'll be perfect for you. Will is cool. I gamed with him on Metalloteens.
Patience. My nerves are frayed.
Okay. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I did that for one of Tav's streams once. He needed someone to pinch hit. So I didn't wake up at 4:30. It was like 6. But still. And I have a cat that wants to get on my lap now. Oh, come on, dude. And Torpedo is back again. I need to get him settled because I'm sure that there's going to be combat coming up soon as I press any key. Haha, yes. Well, I think it's perfect timing then. Oh my gosh.
Ship's as good as ours. It's all over for you.
I shall pity not your enemies. I shall heed not their pleas.
Somebody shoot this.
Shall betray not your tenets, nor stray one step from them. Take not your gaze from me. Leave me not without your grace.
I told you he would protect us.
My God, my light, my emperor.
I've seen a little bit of early onset dementia, and the only thing I can say is I'm sorry. That is a lot, especially with your parents. Yeah, I bet.
Sister Argenta! Sister Argenta, it is a relief to see you. We require all the forces we can muster.
Your face, it is unfamiliar. Who are you? The hour is dark and daunting. Ship abounds with corruption. The faces of friends are twisted by sneers of heresy. The eyes of comrades ignite with the archenemy's hunger. I will do what I must to halt the advance of the dark forces. But in these dire moments, little can be trusted. So I must know, why are you here?
You know what? Cake sounds really good. You have to find the small joys in life, you know?
Sister, I beg
Yes.
of you. Now is not the time for interrogations. The ship is under attack by heretics. We've been betrayed by our esteemed Master of Whispers. Edelthrad the Heir is waiting for our aid, and Lord Captain Theodora is expecting a report on our success. We are here to deal with the situation, so I suggest we all do just that.
Yeah, it sounds like an unpleasant situation overall, but at least you've got a little bit of a break. You've got some cake, and you've got a cool game coming up. Oh my gosh. So many people have been sick lately. I hope you feel better very soon.
If you speak truthfully, the Emperor will not forsake you. If you are lying, you will not escape his retribution. I cannot wait to rain righteous fire down upon each and every heretic.
Well, you may as well take advantage of the quiet while you can. And hopefully having the house to yourself will give you some rest, too.
Sister Argenta is a guest of the Lord Captain. And that story deserves its own time and conversation. Under more appropriate circumstances.
Enough idle chatter. I am where I must be, and that will suffice.
Yeah, I remember, but quiet for you, I'm talking about, because you deserve some rest, too. Alright.
Massacre, my lady. And heretics are not just killing the crew. Some kind of blight is sweeping through the decks, filling the air. I saw people going mad the moment they breathed it in, screaming about seeing their dead comrades, tearing out their eyes. I implore you, my lady, be on your guard. Overseer of Middle Deck AL-84, my lady. We were rounding up everyone we could find in the attack compartments when we ran into an ambush. Just about every enforcer fell. These are the survivors.
I'm glad that you're here too, and then if that's the case, I hope you get all of the joyful noise that you want.
Through this door, I shall join you, for it is my duty to the God Emperor to destroy this heresy.
Yeah, the noise from this game may not entirely be joyful, but there's a lot of noise. I'm having fun.
We will follow. For now, we will hold off any heretics who might try to crawl in through the cracks to join the main assault. And we'll take a look at the generators while we're at it. Those villains made a mess of the cables. Oh, I wish we had a Tectomat with us. But we'll see what we can do without one.
Yeah, actually, a friend gave me this game for Christmas, and I'm just getting into it now. It's been in my backlog. And it looks okay. I'm checking it to make sure that the subtitles are alright. Looks like I'm gonna have to fix the subtitles again. Thank you very much. With the, it's kind of a combination of a blue light that I have off to the side and my neon, which has fuchsia in it. Thank you. One of these days, I'll get my subtitles right on this. I want accessibility first and foremost, but I also like people to be able to see just the ambiance of the game. Because 40K is an aesthetic all unto itself. Okay. Ooh, 16-pound cat on my lap. Yes, he does. He also hears me talking to people.
Good to hear it. Sister?
Ready. May Terra's light illuminate our path through fire and darkness.
So, a funny story is when I was doing a voice acting class over Zoom, the cat actually...
This galaxy is my playground.
He was sitting on my lap during one of the lessons, but then all of a sudden, you know how cats, they have the murder switch that goes off? Well, I was in the middle of doing a scene in my voice acting, and then all of a sudden the murder switch flipped, and he embedded himself, like completely bit down into my hand. And so everybody on Zoom is watching me stoically detach this cat from my hand. Yeah. Yeah, they watched me stoically detach this cat from my hand while I'm doing my scene. Large enough for a person to get through. Okay, but I guess I can't get through this door. Yeah, I still have scars on my hand from where Torpedo attacked. But people were eerily impressed. with how I was able to maintain focus. Okay. A salvaged Omni processor. Is it just me, or does that look kind of like a bong? Of course, I wouldn't know anything about bongs, officially speaking, but come on. Okay.
Sometimes you consult the appropriate treatise on Tactica Imperialis and weigh every step. Sometimes, though, you just fire your biggest cannon and save the day.
All right. Okay. Unfading Valor. Okay. That is a badass weapon name. And she has an auto pistol with 3 to 4 damage. Okay, so I think I have equipped my...
To the ordinary, I am an enigma.
I think I've equipped my characters well enough here. Hopefully. Probably be opened with the right tool. We'll... Okay, and that's to get us to the other decks. Shit. There's probably something incredibly obvious that I'm missing. If all else fails, I'll probably, Google it or something, or I can ask the Overseer. Or not. Okay. Well, the right tool. Okay. I'm not seeing anything, so I'm going to Google it. Okay, so it's saying there's a door next to you that you'll have to pass a tech check to get through. Okay, well, I guess I'll try and just start, poking at things. And always remember to unpause.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Plasma banks. Like that. Ah, okay.
Suffer not the heretic to live.
All right. Now, I love in this particular game how instead of your character saying, I can't do that, they're just like, no, bitch. Get her into cover. And get your less squishy people out in front.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Out of my way!
I've suffered worse.
I serve the ruinous power!
Okay, so I can't use... And I agree, sometimes no bitch is the energy you need.
Anything else?
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Okay, so... I knocked out... Sometimes you have to knock out your own people, too. Okay.
But of course.
Genius at work. Let's see your scream.
And once again, friendly fire. Yep, sometimes they're just in the way. And so I'd been playing Chaos Gate, which is another 40k game, before I started playing Baldur's Gate, and you can kind of tell who's played games like Chaos Gate and like XCOM because they're not afraid to set their own people on fire.
My ears are ringing.
Chaos guides me.
Faith without deeds is worthless. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Death to the weak.
Schemes within schemes within schemes. What if?
One fewer target.
Death to non-believers.
Doubt is for the weak.
Wonderful. Oops.
Chaos guides me.
I know what is to come. We'll do very well.
Oh, goody.
Out of my way.
That is not my destiny.
See, that is the no, I'm not going to.
won't sully myself with that.
Okay. Alright, get some good rest. Thanks for stopping by, Anne. It's good to talk to you. Okie dokie. Kinda, yeah. Alright, I will see you when I see you.
My place is at the fore.
Love you too.
I serve the ruinous powers!
I've suffered worse.
Chaos guides me. Death to the weak.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone! Strike is a prayer.
Not what I meant to press. Okay, I thought she had a medikit available, but I guess she doesn't. Oh well.
What was that? What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Through the smoke and gunfire! A wicked thought. Schemes within schemes.
Indeed.
Well, okay then.
Just a minor setback.
No can do. Cover me.
Let's see. A wicked thought.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Death to non-believers! Chaos guides me.
God Emperor, move through me. Be the fire in my heart. Faith without deeds dedicated.
Not this Scryer's job.
Let's see.
A tactically sound approach.
Out of my way!
As the Emperor commands.
Finally.
I'll do it.
Shattered foes in my wake. Flames! Another one. A genius at work.
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
As the Emperor commands, strike is a prayer.
All right.
I have a different perspective.
Hmm. Okay. I don't entirely need any of that, but I love having my cat on my lap while I'm gaming, but sometimes if I'm not careful, he starts to cause my butt to go
Broke
numb.
open. The damned heretics have blocked the door, trembling at the thought of our approach.
A melter charge will help. There's probably one around here somewhere.
Okay.
What lies beyond?
Dark stains cover the upholstery. Ew.
How intriguing.
There will be no peace in my wake. Genius triumphs!
Operator's gloves. And melted charges. Yes, excellent. Alright, we've got what we need, so now let's blow this taco stand.
Ah, one step at a time, amidst the madness. Oh, there! Done.
And here we go. Okay. Nice.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Oh, goody. Okay.
Are you lost, my heir?
Oh no.
An apparition. A sorceress. Apparition. Trickery of the warp.
Sister, you will lower your weapon. Threatening the Lord Captain is out.
Pain is but a reflection of one's weakness. To renounce weakness of spirit in pursuit of greatness is the only path to heights worthy of a rogue trader. I can lead you out of these flames, show you a path
Do not listen to this abomination. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises. Nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul.
To the void with you.
The people! The survivors from the Middle Deck.
Then we'll miss our chance to meet up with Edel.
Patience? Where did she...
It... Go. The thing that was standing in front of us in the fire, I could have sworn.
To the same place all unholy visions go. Do you want to follow it, witch?
Like, I get it, but also, damn.
Look no further.
How may I serve the dynasty?
The Emperor sets my path. Nothing escapes my sight.
Your seneschal is always there for you.
Yes.
In the shadows of the Imperium's ignorance, my genius blossoms. Oh, how they fear the brilliance that eludes their narrow vision.
All right, we got it.
I'm at your service. If such is the Emperor's will.
Did you want something?
I woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of
The
flowers.
stars are my canvas, and anarchy is my brush.
Too late. We are too late. Or perhaps Edelthrad and his escort.
Or they could be fighting on the bridge as we speak, without us.
My lady, I beg your pardon for interrupting.
To the bridge. If Edelthrad is there, then he requires immediate assistance. I say there is one thing that I find most troubling. The Lord Captain.
And yet somehow I managed to click all the way off of me. Okay, I've been going for a little over 2 hours, and I'm starting to get tired, so Thank you all for tuning in, and I will come back to this at a later date. I'm enjoying it so far. Yeah, just weird enough for me. Hope you all have a good day. Take care, and I'll see you later.